I am your host, Shelby, and we're going to talk about my projection on who's getting cut, what the Colts need to be focusing on, and, some red flags to start the season. I really should have done this video maybe a week, 2 weeks prior to now. I apologize. I had some stuff going on. But yeah, so we're going into this. First off, maybe we need to address the offensive line because it's got some issues. And I am really worried about Costanzo. I'm just sorry about the noise, by the way. Anyway, I'm worried about Costanzo and what his health is. People are saying he's going to be back by week 1. We don't know that for sure. And if he's not back by week 1, then we might have to keep uh, Clark. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but you guys know who I'm talking about. We might have to keep him and him possibly play a left tackle while Joe Haig plays at right. And it's just going to be a mess. The right tackle position is a mess in general. Austin Howard is getting cut. Uh, we might keep him he might make the 53-man roster, but I just don't see him staying on this team very long if he can't, if he doesn't have any production, because we all know this is the Chris Ballard era. This is not the Chuck Pagano, Ryan Grigson era. So Chris Ballard will cut you if you don't show any kind of production on the offense or the defense, for that matter, which I will into in a second with the defense. But yeah, the right tackle position. Yeah, I know it's only preseason, but the right tackle, no one has shown any production on the right tackle side. Right guard is kind of eh. I mean, we'll keep Braden Smith for sure. I didn't really see a whole lot out of him, or Matt Clausen for that matter. But I mean, you never know with these guys. These guys could have a breakout year. You never know. So Chris Ballard's going to keep those guys. Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, don't have to worry about. The tight end position, who cares? Jack Doyle and Eric Ebron are going to stay. Wide receiver, it gets interesting. I guess we're going in reverse, actually, aren't we? I guess we are. We talked about the offensive line position. Now we're going to the tight end. Then we're going to the receiver. So, we're not going to get into quarterback. We know who's staying. We know who's going. Philip Walker will stay on the practice squad. Wide receiver, our number 1 receiver, Heldon Grant. Deion Kane is out. He was going to be our number 3. Well, no, Rogers is our number 3. It was going to be Deion Kane at number 4, but he's hurt. He tore his ACL, I think, which is a bummer. We're going to miss him. Who's going to be at number 4? Is it I think it might be Keenan Williams, maybe. I don't know. We haven't really seen a lot out of him. It might be Reese Fountain. I've heard a lot about this kid. To me, he seems like the type of player who loves to be out there. So we might put Reese Fountain at the number 4 position, Keenan Williams at the number 5. I doubt Steve Ishmael makes a roster. I doubt KJ Brent makes a roster. Who else? Who else is at the wide receiver position? Krishawn Hogan, he's not making the roster. So, yeah. Halfback. We've got a lot of them. I don't think Brandon Oliver makes it. I really didn't see a lot out of him. Just give me... I'm trying to think here. Jordan Wilkins makes it. Robert Turbin obviously will make it, I think. I'm not sure about that yet. Christian Michael won't make it. Well, I'm looking at 4 running backs here. Naheem Hines has been a real disappointment, but he'll stay on the roster. I think. I think we'll see. Who knows? Who knows really? Who knows what Chris Ballard has got in the back of his pocket? But we'll have to see. I think we should move on to the defense now. It is insane how thin at cornerback we are. It's just the guys out there. Okay, I will say this. We are good. We can really do some damage this season. We can hold teams to 3 points. If we do that, we have a lot higher chance of winning football games. But that we can't let teams get in the red zone. We just can't. Yes, it's preseason. I'm going to keep saying that. But we need more production out there. I feel like our 2 starters are most likely going to be Pierre Desir and who was that? It might be Quincy Wilson or Nate Harrison. I'm not sure. But it's going to be one of those guys. Pierre Desir is our number 1, and our number 2 is going to be someone. Our linebackers, I'm extremely impressed with Darius Leonard. I've been a fan of him ever since we drafted him, and so far he has not been a disappointment. We traded Antonio Morrison for Pipkins, so we'll have to see how that goes. Maybe he can develop. Antonio Morrison, it wasn't working out. Was not working out at all. And our inside linebackers are okay. I mean, they're not the greatest. They're not the worst either. Zaire Franklin could have a breakout year this year. Should we get into the D-line to wrap this up? I know this hasn't been a long video. Terrell Basham is probably getting cut. It's probably going to shock a lot of people. I know, like, a lot of people were big fans of him, but he has just not shown any kind of production. I haven't. If you were to tell me he was hurt or he was just on the bench the whole game, I would believe it because he has not been out there. On the complete opposite, John Simon has been phenomenal, I think. I thought for sure, I'm like, okay, this is not going to work out well. We're switching from a 3-4 to a 4-3. John Simon is not going to fit well, and boy, did he prove me wrong. I mean, I think he had 1.5 sacks in the preseason, so really impressed with John Simon on that. Complete opposite, though, Terrell Basham has been a huge disappointment. And you know what? When we drafted him, to tell you the truth, I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of the pick. I know a lot of Colts fans are going to disagree with me, but I think we reached with Terrell Basham. I understand. I understood the need. Don't get me wrong. I understood the need. We were extremely thin at linebacker, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I mean, I'm going to rephrase that, okay? It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best pick, I think. Well, I guess a lot better than Zach Banner. So, but that's nothing to take away from Chris Ballard. We are all human. We make mistakes. I like the fact that he comes out and says he made a mistake. So I'll give him props on that. But I think Terrell Basham, he's going to get cut. And Chris Ballard's going to shock a lot of people with that. I mean, do we keep him? Would I be shocked if we kept him? No. Because I know Chris Ballard kind of wants to try and see what he can do with him. Because, I mean, he's not a horrible player. I mean, he's not undersized. It's just he can't get around the blocks. I don't know what you do with him. Do you move him back to linebacker? I don't know. But that's going to wrap up this episode of Colts Daily. And thank you all for watching. And, we might set up some Q&As. Leave comments down below, whatever you got to do. I'm out.